It's time for Ask the Experts ahead of the Final Four showdown between UConn and Miami on Saturday night. My Fox Sports colleague, NCAA.com. You can find him everywhere. It's Andy Katz. Andy.
Yes, sir.
You have covered many a Connecticut run to the Final Four. This is their
Been to
sixth.
every one of their championships.
Every one.
Yes.
When you think of UConn basketball historically, throughout the years, what they've meant to the sport, what pops in your head?
Well, okay, first of all, they're a blue blood. All right, let's just put that to rest. They are a blue blood. Because I don't know who decided this definition. I mean, first of all, UCLA has not won a title since 95. Indiana not since 87, maybe, I think. So is there a statute of limitations on when you win a championship? They're a blue blood. I mean, Dan's trying to be the third coach to win a championship. Calhoun in 99, 04, 11, Kevin Ollie in 14. How is that not a blue blood? I mean, they are.
Mm-hmm. You visited with this team a ton this week. What have your takeaways been?
Really relaxed, not feeling the pressure and the stress of being the favorite. And it's interesting how this is completely flipped because I don't think have ever felt being the favorite all year, even though 14-0, number 2 in the country, they won the tournament in Portland. And then just when it looked like they were going to be the favorite in the Big East, they went sideways. And then as well as they were playing, they still were further down in the standings. So it's this. You tell me you follow this. I feel like this is the first time all season that they are the favorite to win a championship.
It's true.
You know, you could make the argument they were playing well and they were tabbed as the favorite maybe in New York, but Marquette had just won the regular season. So they weren't the top seed at the Big East tournament. They weren't the favorite in Portland to win that championship. Mm-hmm. This feels like the first time all year they are the favorite to win a championship.
And it seems as though...
Do you agree with me?
I agree with you wholeheartedly. And it seems as though, folks, as the stage has gotten bigger, Dan Hurley has actually gone the other direction. He's gotten more relaxed and calmer. That's unique.
Well, the other thing he said in our sit-down the other day was he was actually surprised, because it is abnormal, that they never faced second-half adversity in any of these games so far.
None.
Iona, St. Mary's, Arkansas, Gonzaga. You just kept waiting for it to happen, and it never happened. So we'll see. I mean, that's the one thing I guess we're waiting to find out is how do they handle a late possession game, if we even get one, on Saturday or potentially Monday. How would they handle that?
In the second half of NCAA tournament games, 4 of those, UConn has outscored their opponents 174 to 107. Close to a 70-point advantage there. All right, Miami on the other side of this matchup. What do you think are the key ingredients to this game entirely?
Well, Miami can score. They've got a veteran group. They're not going to be afraid of the moment. Clearly UConn has the advantage with Sanogo and Klingon. So it's like Noah's Ark. They got 2 over everything. And, can Miami deal with that up front? Because I think they can match the perimeter. Let's assume that Jordan Hawkins is okay health-wise. I know he's under the weather on Friday. So let's assume, Miami still can meet that moment on the perimeter. But can they inside? That's the question.
All right, last one for the expert.
Yes.
Rick Pitino to St. John's.
Yes.
Ed Cooley to Georgetown. Kim English to Providence.
Yes, I love them all. Love all the hires.
Bryce Hopkins and Devin Carter are going to be back.
Yep.
Marquette returns pretty much everybody.
Yep.
Creighton brings back a loaded core.
Yes.
UConn doesn't look like they're slowing down.
Are you doing my Power 36 for me here?
How strong is the Big East?
It's great. I mean, they're going to have a great year. There's no question. I mean, we got to wait and see what happens with Georgetown, what the roster looks like, because they were at the bottom. Now, I think it's a little, the high expectations to expect Ed to jump right back up. I got to see Rick Pitino obviously has done a great job in a short amount of time wherever he's been. But we got to see what that roster will look like. It feels like there might be more returning. No, at St. John's? No, clean house?
No, pretty much a house.
All right, so clean slate, maybe at both places, St. John's and Georgetown. So we'll see. We don't know that. But those others, Marquette, UConn, Creighton, for sure. I'd like to see what happens with Sean Miller 2.0. at Xavier, what they're going to have back, I fully expect them to still be in the mix in some form or fashion. So the league's going to be deep, it's going to be competitive, and I fully expect them to get a high percentage of their teams in the tournament.
It is wild to think 365 days ago, Villanova was the clear class of the Big East.
Yeah, we didn't even mentioned them. You just
we
rattled
didn't
off
even mention
all
them.
these Big East teams, and you never mentioned Villanova.
They'll be back. Kyle Neptune will get
Yeah.
them going.
But isn't that crazy? You didn't even mention them.
Life changes, but the march of the Big East goes on.
There you go.
So does the march of Andy Katz.